Welcome back to the most viewer interactive universe mode in all of YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Friday Night Smackdown. And we have got a huge double main event tonight. Firstly, as you can see on the screen right now, it is going to be, as decided by you the viewers, Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon. But not only that, we've also got Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton. But starting the show, it looks like we've got the NWO, CM Punk the leader, accompanied by Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, The Big Show and Seth Rollins. The NWO, the most dominant stable in Universe Mode history. CM Punk coming off a huge win. Let's find out what our world champion has got to say on Smackdown. Interesting promo by CM Punk kicking off tonight's Smackdown. But we've got 5 matches to come. Firstly, we're going to be bringing a brand new title into the Universe Mode now. As you can see on the screen, Daniel Bryan, Zack Ryder for the vacant Light Heavyweight Championship. If you guys remember, previously we had the Cruiserweight Championship on Smackdown, but Sin Cara hasn't defended that belt for over 30 days now, mainly because Sin Cara has been injured. And generally the Cruiserweight division has been pretty dead, so we're going to be reinventing the division tonight, renaming it the Light Heavyweight Championship like we used to have back in the WWF days. And Daniel Bryan and Zack Ryder are now going to fight it out to determine who is going to be our debut Light Heavyweight Championship on Smackdown. So just to confirm guys, the Cruiserweight Championship held by Sin Cara has now been retired, and in its place is going to be the Light Heavyweight Championship. So Daniel Bryan now, Zack Ryder. Great match to open tonight's Smackdown. Oh, what a flapjack. Big flapjack by Zack Ryder. Very popular with a lot of you viewers, I am sure. As is Daniel Bryan, but as you can hear with the fans in the arena tonight, Zack Ryder definitely appearing to be the most popular superstar in this contest. Reversing the Irish whip now. Big back body drop. Daniel Bryan on the last edition of Smackdown coming out of a huge win when he defeated CM Punk in that non-title contest. But CM Punk will go on to Armageddon, as I said before, to successfully defend his World Championship in that triple threat match when he defeated both Randy Orton and John Cena. That was an amazing pay-per-view guys, so if you haven't seen that pay-per-view yet, then you are more than welcome to go back and take a look. And feel free to do the same if you missed the previous Raw and ECW last week. But back into the match, back into Friday Night Smackdown. Daniel Bryan, Zack Ryder, the returning Light Heavyweight title on the line. Daniel Bryan now working on the legs of Zack Ryder, taking him out of that chop block. Signature Bryan now. Big clubbing blows to the chest with that elbow. Picking Ryder to his feet, but headlock. Daniel Bryan, one of the most technically gifted wrestlers in the whole of this Universe Mode. Oh, scoop slam, throwing Zack Ryder into the ropes. Zack Ryder now sweeping the legs. Oh, Daniel Bryan. This match is the Light Heavyweight Championship, so Daniel Bryan doing everything in his power to become the debut champion. But so far this match has been even, back and forth. Another big flapjack, sending Bryan face first down to the mat for the second time in this opening contest of the night. As I said previously, we have got Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon, father versus son. Oh, as I'm saying that, huge belly to belly. But as I was saying, guys, in one of tonight's main events, Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon, father versus son, Raw versus Smackdown, and GM versus GM. But that is going to come up later on tonight, as Zack Ryder is now on the top rope. What is he going to be looking for? Oh! Was that a super rough rider? Possibly a super rough rider by Zack Ryder on Daniel Bryan. But Ryder not going for the cover. That could come back to haunt him. Daniel Bryan with a quick roll up. 1, 2. Oh. 1, 2. A double 2 count there. As I said previously, if that was indeed a super rough rider, then Zack Ryder should have definitely gone for the pin attempt. As it is though, this match continues and we are about to see even more signature Ryder. Oh, he connects to the broski boot to Daniel Bryan in the corner. Zack Ryder now in pole position to become the debut light heavyweight champion. Oh, going for his finisher, but Daniel Bryan reverses it. Irish whip. Oh, both been off the ropes. Oh, signature Bryan with that Daniel Bryan speciality clothesline. Ryder, from being in control moments ago, now could be in trouble, finding himself into the corner. Even more vintage Daniel Bryan now with those signature kicks to the chest of Zack Ryder. That chest now going a beaten red. Daniel Bryan torn into the fans, but I think I'm hearing correctly in saying that the fans do not seem behind Daniel Bryan as much as usual. Whether that is because they're such big fans of Zack Ryder or other reasons, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, another enziguri by Bryan. Zack Ryder's chances of becoming champion fading away. But nope, last ditch attempt. Kick to Bryan, going for a gut kick. Nope, Daniel Bryan catches it, spins him around. Oh, here we go. Daniel Bryan, the barrel lock locked in. Zack Ryder, no choice but to tap out. And ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Bryan is our debut light heavyweight champion. Congrats to Daniel Bryan. Let's hope Daniel Bryan can take this light heavyweight championship and make this championship important once again. I'm sure as the weeks go on SmackDown, we're going to be seeing plenty of light heavyweight championship action. Only on Friday Night SmackDown. Moving on, the next match of the night, and if you missed last week's edition of ECW, Damien Sandow appeared on the land of Extreme and he issued an open challenge to any ECW superstar to come over to SmackDown tonight and face Sandow one-on-one Extreme Rules. Who is it going to be? Surely not. ECW original, the Sandman, answering this open challenge set by Damien Sandow. The Sandman, an ECW legend, as hardcore as they come. And remember guys, this match is going to be Extreme Rules as originally decided by Damien Sandow himself, but has Sandow bitten off a bit too much for him to chew? We'll find out momentarily as the Sandman making his way to the ring. And do not forget guys, you the viewers chose the Sandman to accept this open challenge, because after all this is the most viewer interactive universe mode in all of YouTube. So again, as created by you the viewers. Coming up now, Damien Sandow, the Sandman, Extreme Rules contest. This match is underway. Reverse not Irish whip. Sandow now hip tossing the Sandman back into the ring as the SmackDown referee looks on in his brand new referee attire. Oh, Sandow confident and cocky already, cartwheeling, playing to the fans, Sandman in the corner. Oh, a couple of big shoulder thrusts. Oh, but Sandman throwing Sandow away. Irish whip. Sandow now finding himself in the corner. One thing about the offense of the Sandman, it is not going to be pretty. It is going to be gritty and straight to the point. But Sandow back in control. Oh, nice big back body drop. Sending the Sandman onto the mat. Oh, Sandman though, lifting Damien Sandow. Sandow sent over the top rope onto the outside. The Sandman definitely at home as far as this Extreme Rules match goes. And so far we've not seen any weapons used until now, as we just saw Sandman throw that table into the ring. I'm sure as this match progresses, we're going to be seeing plenty of hardcore and extreme action. If you're a fan of extreme action, then if you haven't already, I highly recommend you go back and check out last week's edition of ECW. On that show we had a huge ECW World Championship matchup. It was the defending champion Taz defending his ECW Heavyweight Championship against Bam Bam Bigelow in an incredible Flaming Tables match. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, that will be linked down below in the description, so I highly recommend you go back and take a look. But as this match continues now, we just saw the Sandman with that big double axe handle off that top rope onto the head of Damien Sandow. Sandman now, weapon in hand. Oh, a big mop shot to the forehead of Sandow. Sandow dropping face first, almost Ric Flair-like, onto the mat. Table now coming into play for the first time, it seems. But Sandow pretty quickly to his feet. To be fair to the saviour of the masses, as he calls himself. Of course, Damien Sandow appearing on last week's edition of ECW, issuing this open challenge. But on that broadcast, Damien Sandow promised that he was going to rid the WWE Universe of Extreme and of ECW. So it does seem at this time Damien Sandow's immediate target is to be getting rid of ECW originals, but whether this is going to be a 1 week thing or whether Damien Sandow is going to make this his mission and he is going to keep challenging ECW originals, I guess we will find out as the weeks lead on. Do not forget, we have got bragging rights coming up in just over 3 weeks now. As announced at Armageddon originally, we have got a huge Champion of Champions main event. It's going to be the World Wrestling Federation Champion on the Raw side versus SmackDown's World Heavyweight Champion versus ECW's Heavyweight Champion, with the two losers of that match being stripped of their respective World Championships. So 3 champions will enter, but only 1 champion will leave. That is going to be an awesome main event of an awesome show in general. Oh, and as we can see, Sandman now into the crowd. The Smackdown fans again up close and personal with ECW Sandman. But going back to bragging rights just for a minute. As I said previously, that pay-per-view is going to be coming up in just over 3 weeks' time. As I explained already, we've got that triple threat Champion of Champions matchup. But not only that, in total on that pay-per-view, we're going to be having 7 matches in total. Every single match being Bryan Warfare related. So we're going to see a mixture of Raw, SmackDown and ECW. And what we're going to be doing, we're going to be scoring every single match. So whichever brand at the end of the night has the most victories is going to be named the most dominant brand on this universe mode. But more on bragging rights coming soon. We just saw Damien Sandow hit a Russian leg sweep on the Sandman, a move originally made famous by the Sandman, or at least the wrestlers who is definitely known for it. And now Sandow, Sandman's signature cane. Oh, Sandman to his feet, Damien Sandow, I think he shit his pants. Holy crap, what a shot. Damien Sandow dropping that cane in fear. Sandman, Singapore cane, beating the hell out of Damien Sandow. Is he going to get another one? Oh, another Russian leg sweep. Russian leg sweep with that Singapore cane. Damien Sandow, a bloody mess in the ring now. The end could be near for the self-proclaimed saviour of the masses. We can see that table was set up. Sandow in a bad situation on that top rope. Sandman now. Oh, powerbomb. Powerbomb off that top turnbuckle through the table. Surely even Damien Sandow cannot get up from that. Is Sandman going to go for the cover? Yes, he is. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. So Damien Sandow's open challenge to any ECW original has backfired. Sandman accepted the challenge as decided by you, the viewers. But Sandman far too extreme for the self-proclaimed saviour of the masses. What a match that was, guys. But coming up now, we have got the tag team titles on the line. It is going to be the Fortunate Sons defending those tag team titles against the team of the Miz and Morrison. Miz and Morrison becoming number 1 contenders. Oh, what's this? Oh, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall attacking the number 1 contenders on the way to the ring. I guess we're going to have this tag team title match, but in place of the Miz and Morrison, it is going to be Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the NWO. Not exactly sure the NWO had the power to make this a title match, but after all, I guess the NWO are taking over. So we have got the NWO taking the place of Miz and Morrison. So Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, aka the Outsiders, representing the NWO, versus the Fortunate Sons, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. And this match has only been going for half a minute, but this match could be over already. Wake up talk by Nash. Can he hit it? Oh, a huge jackknife powerbomb onto Ted DiBiase. Nash into the cover. And this one is over. What a huge victory by the NWO. The NWO attacking the number 1 contenders, the Miz and Morrison, on the way to the ring at the start of this match. God only knows if this was an official match or not. But as far as it seems, it's looking like the NWO are indeed the brand new tag team champions. We'll try and get a word with Shane McMahon on the situation. But certainly as it looks, the Outsiders, brand new Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Oh, but in the ring, the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Generation X, HBK, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Over the last couple of weeks, we have seen this huge NWO DX war erupt. And I'm sure that feud is going to continue leading to bragging rights coming up. But more on that later. Coming up now, the first of 2 main events. It is going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton. Both these guys coming off losses at Armageddon. It was Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger being defeated by Miz and Morrison to become number 1 contenders. Though of course, as we just saw moments ago, that number 1 contendership didn't exactly work out. The NWO coming out and substituting, it seems, or should I say forced to substitute for the NWO. And Randy Orton involved in that huge Triple Threat World Championship matchup. He managed to eliminate John Cena in that first fall of the contest, but then after that first fall, that Triple Threat match went into a singles match. That singles match being Randy Orton versus CM Punk, world title on the line, to be held inside a steel cage match. And despite great efforts from Randy Orton, the former Legend Killer, CM Punk, the leader of the NWO, too much for Randy Orton to overcome, and CM Punk, as we already know, successfully retaining that World Championship. So both guys coming off big losses at Armageddon, but I'm sure both of these great competitors are going to be wanting to get back on track here tonight. And one of these guys is definitely going to be getting a win, so one of these guys at least is going to be getting their SmackDown Universe Mode career certainly back in the right direction. Are we going to see it already early into the match? But it's time. Vintage Orton DDT. That hanging DDT. Dolph Ziggler's legs hanging off that middle rope. Again, more technical wrestling before Dolph Ziggler hitting a huge clothesline, taking Orton down to the mat. Dolph Ziggler now, nice sleeper hold with his own personal style to it. What is this? Oh, nice variation of the face buster. Into the cover. 1. Only 1 count that time. Randy Orton kicking out. This match continues. But again, Dolph Ziggler regaining control of this contest. More signature Dolph Ziggler now. Oh, what a move. Snapping the head and neck of RKO. Oh, but Randy Orton now reversing the Irish whip. Big clothesline, taking Ziggler down to the mat. If you guys haven't remembered, Dolph Ziggler recently turned his back on The Miz. He was a fan favourite originally on this Universe mode, but ever since Dolph turned on The Miz, Dolph Ziggler has become one of the most hated heels on the roster. Of course, Ziggler as cocky as they come, but I'm sure Dolph Ziggler, either way, whether he's liked or hated, has got a bright future on this Universe mode. I think Ziggler was just going for the zigzag, but Orton reversing it, throwing Dolph into the corner. What is this going to be? Oh, Dolph Ziggler head and shoulder first into that ring post. And now Orton scraping that boot across the face of Ziggler. But Ziggler, in typical heel fashion, should I say hashtag heel, right to the eyes, and now Orton in a similar predicament, and just like Orton did to Ziggler moments ago, this time Ziggler throwing Orton into the ring post. Oh, and followed up with a huge knee to the face of Randy Orton. Surprisingly enough, Dolph Ziggler has had an amazing amount of offense in this contest. Definitely more than I would have expected as we came into this matchup. If you did miss Armageddon, which once again I highly recommend you go back and take a look, but if you did miss Armageddon, we also saw Dolph Ziggler not only in that tag team matchup, but you all, oh, zigzag from nowhere. Into the cover, 1, 2, oh, so close to being over. But as I was just saying, not only did we see Ziggler in that tag team contest, backstage we saw Dolph Ziggler attack the New Age Outlaws. So next week on Raw vs. Raw, it is going to be Dolph Ziggler taking on Billy Gunn one-on-one. Again going for a zigzag. Randy Orton, no, reversing out of it. Big elbows to the face of Ziggler. And for the second time in this matchup, big DDT. What's this? We've not seen it for a while, but more vintage Randy Orton. A superb move by Randy. Taunting in the ring now. Randy Orton obviously feeling confident this match could be over. Wake up taunt time, going for an RKO. RKO time, no. Ziggler reversing it, throwing Randy Orton away, followed up, taking him down once again with a huge clothesline. But as I was just about to announce, not only is it going to be Ziggler versus Billy Gunn on next week's episode of Monday Night Raw vs. Raw, on next week's edition of Friday Night Smackdown, it is going to be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. These former tag team partners, now enemies, going at it. Dolph Ziggler going for a huge leg drop onto Randy Orton, but Randy Orton showing great strength there, turning it into a powerbomb. Wake up taunt time, going to go for the RKO for the second time in this contest. But no, for the second time, Dolph Ziggler finding a way out of the RKO. Big Irish whip. Oh, what a neck breaker. Snapping that neck down. Orton's head and neck bouncing off that mat. Followed up by a big elbow drop, and Dolph Ziggler, hashtag heel, the most cocky member of the SmackDown roster. Wake up taunt time. Irish whip. Going for a super kick. Misses it. RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton hitting the RKO out of nowhere into the cover, and this one is over. Randy Orton getting his SmackDown Universe Mode career back on track with a huge win over Dolph Ziggler. Dolph getting some huge offense in this contest. Dolph Ziggler, despite the loss, looking great, and I'm sure Dolph has got a bright future on this Universe Mode nonetheless. But Randy Orton getting the 1-2-3, huge win for Randy Orton, and just like Ziggler, I'm sure Randy Orton has got a bright future here on Friday Night SmackDown. Main event time already. It is going to be father versus son, GM versus GM, SmackDown versus Raw. As decided by you, the viewers, you decided you wanted to see Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon, and that is exactly what I'm going to give you guys tonight. Vince McMahon now making his way to the ring. It is a vintage tight tank top. What is this? Vince calling out The Rock. and Shane McMahon looking on. It's looking like it might be The Rock versus Shane McMahon. Not entirely sure this is fair, but after all, I guess Vince is chairman of the entire WWE. So it was scheduled to be Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon, but definitely appears that Vince McMahon has chosen The Rock to be his replacement. I'm not exactly sure Shane McMahon can do much about this. Shane McMahon remains in the ring, and I guess we will see in the next couple of minutes whether this match does continue or not. Shane McMahon telling The Rock to bring it, but Vince McMahon on the outside of the ring, taunting to his own son, distracting him. Rock the clothesline from behind. The Rock now stomping the crap out of Shane McMahon. Smackdown general manager. Irish whip time. Ducks down under. Huge Samoan drop, as you can hear the Smackdown fans all over The Rock. Rocky sucks chants all over the arena. But back in the action, The Rock, wake up taunt time. Rock bottom. Nope, Shane McMahon finding a way out of it. The Smackdown general manager fighting back. Irish whip. Nice hip toss, taking the former World Wrestling Federation champion down to the mat. But The Rock is not a former champion for nothing. A big rake to the eye of Shane McMahon as Vince McMahon looks on from ringside. Big DDT by the Great One, the leader of the corporation, the former world champion, looking great here tonight. But Shane McMahon showing that he can get the job done despite not being an active member of this roster normally. Shane McMahon fighting all he can, punch after punch, and the former World Wrestling Federation champion finding himself in a bad situation. Shane McMahon, now we have seen this before, can he hit it? Vintage Shane McMahon, coast to coast. Shane McMahon's feet into the face of the Great One. Eye rake. Big clothesline. Shane McMahon was looking good, but just like that, The Rock fighting back. Do not forget, guys, coming up on next week's Raw as War, we've got the World Wrestling Federation Championship on the line. It is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, the champion, defending that championship against The Rock in a match type to be announced very shortly, as decided by you, the viewers. But in the ring now, The Rock with the most electrifying move in sports and entertainment today, the corporate elbow into the heart of Shane McMahon. Surely this match is over. Rock into the cover. Referee only get a 2 count. The Rock not happy. Beating the crap out of the referee. Referee now calling for the belt. This match is over. Shane McMahon winning via disqualification. But the corporation is not done. Vince McMahon now barking orders at The Rock to beat the crap out of his own son. But from nowhere, John Cena. John Cena now into the ring. John Cena saving Shane McMahon from a beating. What an addition to SmackDown. Good night, guys. And that brings an end to another edition of Universe Mode and an end to another edition of Friday Night SmackDown. What an awesome show that was, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's action. But as always, it is time for this week's Viewers' Choices, which you can take part in by leaving your choices down below in the comment section. Viewers' Choice number 1, as we saw on this edition of Friday Night SmackDown, the Light Heavyweight Championship made its return, Daniel Bryan becoming the debut Light Heavyweight Champion. But unlike with the Cruiserweight Championship, I want to be showcasing these Light Heavyweights as much as possible, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing next week on SmackDown. So like I said, Daniel Bryan is the brand new debut Light Heavyweight Champion, and next week on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan is going to be defending that championship for the first time. So Viewer's Choice number 1, we want an opponent for Daniel Bryan for the title, and also the opponent can be from any of the 3 brands, so Bryan's opponent can be from either Raw, SmackDown or ECW. Viewer's Choice number 2, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, Dolph Ziggler turning his back on his former partner The Miz, and whilst the Miz-Ziggler feud didn't continue on this week's edition of SmackDown, but it's definitely going to be continuing next week because these two former tag team partners, now enemies, are going to be meeting one-on-one. So viewer's choice number 2, I want you guys to decide a match type for The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. And finally, viewer's choice number 3, as we saw at the end of tonight's show in that main event, The Rock substituting himself for Vince McMahon and The Rock beating the crap out of Shane McMahon. Well, on next week's edition of Smackdown, we're going to be inviting The Rock over to Smackdown, keeping in mind at that point in time, The Rock could be the brand new World Wrestling Federation champion because on Raw it's going to be Austin and Rock for that title. But nevertheless, whether he's champion or not, The Rock is going to be invited over to Smackdown next week, and his opponent is going to be decided by you guys. Viewer's choice number 3, we want a Smackdown superstar to face The Rock one-on-one in next week's main event. So guys, those are your 3 viewers' choices for next week. As always, leave all your feedback, viewers' choices and general thoughts down in the comment section below. If you did enjoy tonight's show and want to support me and the Universe Mode, then please leave the video a big thumbs up. If we can get a target of 150, that would be absolutely amazing. So that is it for this edition of Universe Mode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back with Universe Mode soon enough with Monday Night Raw as well. So guys, stay tuned for Raw. Stay tuned to the Universe Mode in general. This has been 101. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you all on the next video.